49er Faith, 49er fan, 49er gang. This is your boy Niner Gang podcast back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on and post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it, man. We took our first L of the season and it was ugly. This wasn't like a normal loss because we saw some things in this game that showed us that, you know, people are human. So, for the people out there that truthfully don't believe in Brock Purdy or don't think that he's great, he looked like a normal quarterback yesterday. He looked very, very pedestrian. Um, and at the end of the day, though, Brock did what he was supposed to do. He got us where we were supposed to be. Um, we were close enough to be able to score. We did not. Um, you know, Money Moody is no longer Money Moody. He missed 2 field goals this game. So um, that doesn't help in any way, shape, or form. He's hooking the shit. He didn't hook the shit out of him, but he hooked him enough. Both field goals to go wide right, if I'm not mistaken, on both. We lost Christian McCaffrey. We lost Deebo Samuel. And that's just telling me that, there's things that we got to work on. There's tape we got to look at. There's things we got to come back and get and then do different stuff. Like yesterday was a really bad offensive output. It was a great defensive game for both teams. I mean, the Browns defense showed up and showed out. I'm gonna tell you right now, that Browns defense is for fucking real. They ain't playing out there. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Schwartz had Kyle Shanahan's number the whole game. Kyle didn't adjust. And this is the shit I be talking about. While everybody gets mad at me and talks crap to me about Kyle Shanahan and how great he is and all this other shit, y'all didn't watch that. Y'all must not have watched that game yesterday because these are the times that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyle is definitely a good offensive coordinator, but in the heat of the moment, can you make adjustments when a team is getting off in you and figure it out? And you did not. See, that last drive that we had, we didn't have to automatically go for a field goal. We could have took some shots at the fucking end zone if we wanted to. We were close enough. You know what I'm saying? Kyle said, no, I'm going to do it. He was going to be the same person that we always called him, Conservative Kyle. And he was like, nah, man, I'm just going to be smart. I'm going to get up out of here with the win. I'm not taking no damn chances. This defense has had me figured out this whole game. I haven't made any adjustments. I didn't look like I wanted to make any adjustments. I'm just going to give it a shot and make things happen. It was raining for a period of time yesterday, but sure didn't affect PJ Walker too fucking much. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look fantastic by any stretch of the imagination, but he did what he had to do. Brock Purdy had several, miscues on, handling the ball himself, and I mean, 2 things happened this game that tell you that I feel like if we don't do these 2 things, we don't win games because these 2 things. What's going on, Bashar? If you up to it, man, hit me up. I'll shoot you the link. But basically, it's a situation of Moody wasn't money. He missed field goals. Also, we didn't score 30. See, all of our other regular season wins, Moody never missed a field goal, and we always scored 30 points. Those were the 2 common denominators in every game. We scored at least 30, and Moody didn't miss. And those 2 things did not happen yesterday, so an L was coming. Bergdahl, yeah, rep that shit. And at the end of the day, people, that doesn't mean we ain't Niner fans. It just means we frustrated with the L that we took that we shouldn't have. But the fucking Browns, I'm sorry, their offensive output is ass. Like, they're not the greatest team. Even when Deshaun Watson is on the field, they're still not that fucking, formidable, but we left points on the field, we let them make us, play their game. And honestly, all the shit the Browns were talking on social media before the game, hey, they lived up to theirs. They backed their shit up fully. They were not playing. They went out there and they made life a living hell. Man, our O-line looked like shit yesterday. Everybody. and Trent does not get a fucking pass on this game. He did not look great. There were several plays that surfaced on the internet that showed him getting bullied by Myles Garrett. So at the end of the day, Trent's still, one of the best offensive linemen in the game ever. One of the best left tackles ever to play the game. O-line, Kyle, Purdy, receivers were all off. Not enough run calls with Mason only 5 carries. He averaged 5.4 yards a carry. And see, this is what I've always said. Don't overuse Christian McCaffrey when you have other backs. You saw Elijah Mitchell wasn't effective. He wasn't doing shit. You saw Mason was effective the last game. You saw he's effective this game. What the fuck more does Kyle need to see to let Jordan Mason get on the fucking field? And now we got CMC out here with an oblique injury. Debo with a shoulder injury. Both of them are scheduled for MRIs today. And I can guarantee you both going to miss some time. This is not uncommon, people. Debo misses time. He has since he's been here. Christian McCaffrey has had injuries throughout his career. Like, these aren't uncommon things. And this is why we scream, Kyle, put someone else in the fucking game. You don't have to run Debo out of the backfield when you're deep. You could just switch up McCaffrey, Mitchell, and Mason if you wanted to. There is no problem with that. So when you have the opportunity to do these things, you don't do them. You get stubborn. You get stuck in your ways. You know what I mean? And yesterday gives credence, and I'm not on that train. I'm just saying yesterday gives credence to a lot of Brock Purdy haters. Anybody that doesn't like Brock Purdy will tell you, look at him yesterday, look fucking pedestrian. Our O-line looked pedestrian. We were out there, I don't know how many pressures there were, but I guarantee you Brock Purdy did not have a very long time to throw. It was raining. The ball slipped out of his hand. He almost fumbled that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was so many miscues that happened that just it looked bad. And once again, Kyle did not, I repeat, did not make adjustments. George Kittle, non-fucking factor. He didn't even exist. When Deebo Samuel went down, it seemed like the only person they knew how to throw the ball to was Brandon Ayuk. Why is that? I thought George Kittle was a threat. I thought George Kittle was one of the best tight ends in the fucking NFL. Top 3. But you didn't use him? Why? When Debo goes out, you turn around and you say, you know what? We're going to find a couple. Everybody else got to step the shit up. We out here running the plays that we used to run for Debo with Ray McCloud. We're not going to get much. And it's no disrespect to Ray, but he's just not a regular, everyday, all-time receiver. He just is not. And if you don't like that, then oh well. You just have to understand the reality of it. That's what the fuck goes on. You know what I'm saying? And it really, it hurt my soul because I'm sitting there looking at it and this ain't going to work. You know what I mean? It's just not going to work. We got to be smarter and we got to be better about shit. When it comes to playing these defenses that are ready, waiting, and willing to go ahead and give us, everything that they can. So let's fucking talk about it, man. Let's look at these numbers and look at these stats. So when you look at it, Brock Purdy, 12 of 27 for 125 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. He was sacked 3 fucking times. QBR 40. Quarterback rating of 55.3. And PJ Walker wasn't much better. He had 18 to 34 passes, so he threw more than Purdy. He had 192 yards, and all he had was 2 motherfucking interceptions. He was sacked twice. His QBR was 24.1, and his rating was 45.2. So what does that tell you? That tells you that neither quarterback had a good game. That tells you this was a defensive battle. Just off those sheer numbers, that tells you that both defenses were on top of things. They were not about to allow the other defense to do things, the other offense to do anything to them. So then you look at the rushing. We had 108. They had 160. But ours were split out. 11 carries, 43 yards. For CMC, he almost averaged 4 yards a carry. Jordan Mason, 5.27, 5.4 yards per carry. And had our lone rushing touchdown of the game. Ray McCloud, 2 for 23. Elijah Mitchell, 2 rushes for -3 fucking yards. This is what I'm saying. We give Elijah Mitchell burn level, but from a playing standpoint, I'm sorry, Mitchell, you've lost your spot to Jordan fucking Mason. At the end of the day, that's what you have done, and that's what you will do. Period, point blank. Mitchell is not the guy. He can't stay healthy. And now he's on the field doing nothing. The Browns defense, you know what I'm saying, they came out to play yesterday. That's what I'm trying to say. Jerome Ford, 17 carries, 84 yards. That motherfucker almost averaged 5 yards a carry, people. Kareem Hunt, 12-47. Same thing, almost as same yards per carry as Debo, but he had 1 touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, that tells me there was 1 offensive touchdown. I'm sorry, we had 2 offensive touchdowns from the 49ers, one from CMC and the other from Jordan Mason. And for them, they only had 1 offensive touchdown, people. 1. So for them winning the game, the rest of the shit they did was fucking field goals. Field goals, people. What's going on, Brian? So that tells you that we had more than enough a chance to win that game. They couldn't even score. You know what I'm saying? Amari Cooper, 27 yards. He ate us up. That motherfucker had 4 catches for 108 yards. Now, mind you, the majority of those catches long was fucking 58. So you take that away, then that's only 50 yards. You divide 3 by 50, you still averaging more than 15 yards a fucking catch. So that's insanity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm talking about. Like, these are the things that happen. And when you come to look at it, Brock Purdy had a fumble, but he recovered it. Amari Cooper had a fumble, but he recovered it. And then you go over to the defense. We had 77 fucking tackles as a team. 77. That means we were out there way too long. That means we had people doing too much. It just did not make any sense, man. Like yeah, man. And that's why, you know, and it wasn't a shot to you specifically, BC, my dog. But yeah, man, I just that's why I hit Brian in the chat, man. I said, hey, man, what happened to your boy? It was like I said, I called him Money Moody all game, all season long, because he just didn't miss. Preseason, we were like, well, what's going on? Regular season, up until that game yesterday, we was like, shit, I guess that motherfucker have figured it out. But now you're telling me you played at Michigan, so I know you played in some inclement weather. Now you're telling me that you get the ball put wherever you need to be put. But when you watch Moody kick, it's almost like he's kicking to hook it in a certain way, and I don't know why. Why not just kick that motherfucker straight down the damn field, man? You got everything you need. And that's the only thing that would, you know, that was killing me. You know what I mean? And then when you take a look at it from a receiving standpoint, Brandon Ayuk, 4 catches, 76 yards, no TDs. Juwan Jennings, 2 catches, 26 yards, no TDs. Christian McCaffrey had 3 for 9, but he had the lone touchdown. Juice had 1. You know who only had 1 fucking catch? George Kittle. When you realize a team is taking away everything that you have, you need to find other weapons to use. When you see Deebo Samuel go down, you still need to try to figure a way out to use the other weapons that you have. But instead, you turn around and say, I'm just going to make George Kittle null and void. Our O-line is getting killed so much, I need him in there blocking. No, the fuck you don't. At the end of the day, what you need to do is you need to turn around and say to yourself, my O-line is getting fucked. I need to talk to them. You know what I don't see from Kyle that I would love to see from him? Some fucking coaching. Stop allowing things to happen and not talking to people. If I'm a head coach and my O-line is fucking up, like my O-line was fucking up yesterday, I'm going to rip him a brand new asshole on that fucking sideline. I'm snatching Chris Forrester. Get the fuck over here. Hey, I don't know what's happening out there. I don't know what you guys are seeing. I don't know what they're doing. But you guys better figure this the fuck out. And figure it out now. because we're getting killed. Our quarterback has been sacked 3 times. All these things. I'm talking to them. I'm lighting a fire under their ass in game so that this just doesn't continue. But you don't see that from Kyle. You just see frustrations when the play doesn't work. Like all these facial expressions. Nobody gives a fuck about your facial expressions, Kyle. Make adjustments. Figure it out. Coach. That's what you are. A head coach doesn't just watch the game fall apart and leave it to his position coaches to fix. You out there, you supposed to be the man to be the fucking man. Don't be the head coach when you fucking feel like it. Be the head coach 24/7, 360 motherfucking 5. And that's what kills me. You didn't go out there and coach. You made no adjustments. You watch the Cleveland Browns eat us up all fucking game. And there are times in the game where Kyle was he was conceding to the fact he was going to lose. And you can tell that because he becomes what we like to call conservative Kyle. I don't like that. Kyle, stop being conservative. That's why you in this damn position in the first fucking place. Because you being conservative. Because you out here being too fucking nice. Stop doing that shit, man. Turn around, realize what I'm doing isn't working, make adjustments, and figure it out. Because I can tell you right now, if we're missing Deebo Samuel for anything more than probably about 2 weeks, they're going to go ahead and instead of them probably trying to trade for a stellar defensive back, they're going to go find another wide receiver. Because I can tell you right now, Willie Snead ain't it. No disrespect. I heard his hands are big and or whatever the fuck. I don't care. Willie Snead ain't it. We're not about to go out there with a starting wide receiver core of Brandon Ayuk, Willie Snead, and fucking Ray McLeod. That's not gonna work. So for me, it's a situation, man. They did what they were supposed to do, man. You know, like I said, it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? And it really killed me, man. That's the biggest thing. It's in-game adjustments. And I can tell you right now, this is another guy who was around Kyle, who knows what Kyle does and, you know, what he doesn't do. He figured it out, though. He figured it out. He had his number all game long. And you could see Schwartz on the sidelines laughing. He didn't give a fuck. He was like, whatever. I got you. I got you by the throat. And I'm laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? Bashar says prior to this game, the one weakness the Browns defense had was defending tight ends. They gave up 134 passer ratings to tight ends in previous weeks. I said it just not but a couple seconds ago. George Kittle is a top 3 tight end in the league. Didn't George Kittle have 3 fucking touchdowns the last motherfucking game? So if he had 3 touchdowns the last game, why on God's green earth did he disappear this game? Did we make him a non-factor in this game? Why don't you go in at halftime and say, you know what? Like an idiot, I forgot that. George, yeah, coach, it's time. Got it. Go out there and attack. Do your thing. Do what you're supposed to do, man. David Njoku, 3 catches for 24 yards. George Kittle, 1 catch for 1 motherfucking yard. The man he wasn't even targeted. Come the fuck on, man. I get there's pressure, but you're supposed to have your safety valves. And I'm sorry, but Brock, your only safety valve is not just Christian McCaffrey. It's not. You got to look for other folks. You got to step it up. We can't lose games like this. This was a big-ass piece of humble pie for everybody. And I can tell you, everybody was frustrated. But I can tell you, there's one team. I am not but yet. Look, hey, I'm telling you, I ain't gonna do it on camera. But you're right. I want winners, motherfucker. I don't want you to be out here bullshitting. You know. And that's everybody. And see, me and Perk Dog, we understand each other. Everybody does this shit, man. Whenever you say, see, this is the one thing about the fan base. Fan base be divided like a motherfucker because you got people who like certain people and people who don't like certain people. I am a fan of this team, period. The 49ers in general. So whoever's here, I just have to deal with them, and that's that. But there are certain things that are facts that people get mad when I state them, and then they want to give excuses for other teams. I don't give a fuck about nobody else's team. Okay, I don't care about the Browns. I don't care about the Bills. I don't care about the Cardinals. I don't care about the Rams. I don't care about no other team. The facts that I spit are strictly based on the 49ers. What is one of the number one facts? Since Kyle and John have been here, we have been in the top 10 of most injured teams in the NFL. In 2020, the COVID year, we set a record for most money sitting on the motherfucking IR. Those are facts, people, not to be disputed. Since Kyle and John have been here, our first 2 third-round picks usually don't fucking work out. Outside, literally, of Bosa and Ayuk. Aaron Banks is coming along. He does look good. Didn't look good yesterday, but he's coming along. Also helps when you have an all-pro left tackle standing to your left. But that first year, Aaron Banks barely saw the field. They barely put this nigga on the field for special fucking teams. So don't sit up there and tell me that he was an automatic hit and I'm stupid and I don't know nothing. Because if he was that great, he would have been out there the first fucking year. Oh, but we had Laken Tomlinson who was better than him. If he was so great, why he ain't beat out Laken? Exactly. That's my point. So there are different things, man. It is just, you can't do this, man. And that's the thing. And I get tired of having to sit here and defend myself and defend some of my other 49er players, 49er content creators because of the way we feel. You know what I'm saying? And it just pisses me off. You know, we had one timeout, but I was okay with us trying to get closer. That part, see, for me, getting closer to making a shorter kick always helps the kicker. I don't care what kicker you are. You could be Zane Gonzalez. You could be dude over there with the Bengals. It doesn't matter who you are. If you get closer, it makes it an easier kick. It truthfully does. But at the end of the day, what you could have done is you had another timeout. So all you had to do, you could have still taken a shot at the end zone. It is what it is. What's up, Roy boy? Didn't get a chance to see you in the building. You know what I'm saying? BA did. BA had drops. It was not good. You know what I'm saying? And it just hurt, man. It really hurt. You know, and you know, we did. We gave that one away, especially Jake Moody. Because honestly, to be very fair, if Moody makes both of his kicks, we don't have to worry about this. We're not talking about an L. We're just coming in talking about offensive adjustments that we have to make because we couldn't get anything going. Now, it's not to say that these games won't happen throughout the rest of the year. They will. They definitely will. It is unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I agree, CJ. Yeah, you could run Mason up there and get as many yards as you can. But at the end of the day, you got to make those kicks. So what does that tell me? In inclement weather or in the rain, Moody is nothing? From one game? No. That's why I said he played up in Ann Arbor. I know they got inclement weather in motherfucking Michigan. I'm 100% sure. It snows out there. So if it snows, it rains at some point. So I know you had to kick in inclement weather before, man. And he didn't slip. He didn't bust his ass or nothing. So it ain't like that was the case. He just missed both kicks. And we needed him to make those. You know what I'm saying? And it just, to me, I don't know. I don't know what happened, man. I've never been to Michigan. Bashar says he's been there a few times, and they do have crazy weather. But Roy Boy is saying that they do, automatic. You know? And at the end of the day, it's very simple. Kyle didn't make his adjustments. I'm not going to say shit about Steve Wilks. I'm not. Steve Wilks did what he had to do. Our defense played fucking stellar. We did everything that we could. This was a defensive battle of a game. Neither offense looked like they were fucking spectacular. Hell, Purdy threw at least one TD to one interception. PJ Walker, that motherfucker just threw picks. Shout out to Demo Lenore for getting his pick. You know what I'm saying? Love that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Fred Warner for snatching one. You know, although on Fred Warner's, we only scored 3. On Demo's, we scored 7. So, We gotta make sure with our turnovers, we're not getting 3 and we're getting 7 out of them, man. We can't give these guys, in anything. The Browns defense had 3 passes defense this game, but these motherfuckers had 3 sacks. They had 5 TFLs. They lived in our backfield. These motherfuckers was hanging out in the backfield so much they was talking to Purdy about life. They probably looked at him and said, "Hey man, you want to say a prayer together? We hanging out back here so often. I just want to know if you seem like a very evangelistic kind of guy. I figured, I can get a few blessings from you. Outside of you throwing an interception or a sacking you, I just want you to know, what I'm saying, Jesus is here for you." That's how long the Browns lived in our backfield. They were back there all fucking day. Like, it was hard, man. That was a hard-fought game. I give the Browns all the credit in the world. Hats off to y'all. Y'all did your fucking thing. I will say that wholeheartedly. The Browns did their motherfucking thing yesterday. I will give them credit. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they put themselves above 500. Now there are no more undefeated teams in the league. The Eagles lost yesterday too, so nobody's undefeated. What's going on, Dave? So it just, for me, it was a hard fought battle. You know what I'm saying? We had to do what we had to do. Randy Gregory got his first sack. Bosa came through with another. You know what I'm saying? Burks led us with eight total tackles. Huff, Fred, both with 7. Hargrave had 6. So we went out there and we did it. But the number that I was looking at was the 77. If you have 77 tackles, that means you are spending a lot of time on the field. And that's just to be honest with you. And then when you look at it, Jake Moody, this motherfucker was 2 for 2 on extra points, 1 for 3 when it came to field goals. Dustin Hopkins, 4 for 5. So they did miss one on their field goals, but they made theirs when it counted. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be better in the trenches. I'm sorry, our O-line looked like ass. I thought it was going to be a situation of us being worried about the right side. You know what I'm saying? Worried about Burford and McKivitz over there, strictly because we know what Myles Garrett is and what he can do to an offensive lineman. Myles Garrett didn't give a fuck. That he was like, man, I ain't got to line up over fucking Colton McKivitz. I'll line up over Trent Williams. I'm sorry. If y'all don't believe me, watch the tape. Trent Williams did not look good yesterday, people. Myles Garrett showed up and showed out. That man said, I don't need to be worried about you. He shoved Trent Williams to the side so much in one of those plays. Trent Williams stumbled and had to make sure he put his hands down to catch himself. Now, Trent did go down with an injury for just a few plays, but he was okay. He came back in the game. So, I don't know. I'm just saying it's very frustrating. When you take a look at it, man. And Mitch Wisnowski we punted 6 fucking times. So what does that tells you automatically, man, that, we were out there way too long. And that's another thing, man. When you look at stuff and you try to figure out what it is, you got to start understanding it. You know what I'm saying? So, just look at the way things go. First drive. First drive was pretty. We did everything we were supposed to. Touchdown. Their first drive. Interception. Our next drive. We do what we're supposed to do. What does Moody do? Missed the field goal. They miss a field goal. We punt. They punt. We get a field goal. They score. Another punt. End of the half. And I knew at the end of the half, Kyle was just going to pack it in because Kyle doesn't do those things. You never see Kyle take advantage of those situations. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely too old to play hurt. You can't keep doing that. So it's definitely frustrating. But that's just the first half. And then when you come in and you look at the second half, Browns, field goal, us, interception, punt, field goal, punt, interception, touchdown, field goal, punt, field goal, missed field goal, end of the game. Like, that's exactly how our day went. And it was bad. That's whole no reason we should have looked that bad against the fucking Browns of all teams. And it's like I said, it's no disrespect to them, but we ain't expecting nothing from these motherfuckers. And the crazy thing is when you look at it right here, we scored in 3 quarters. They scored in 3 quarters. It's literally what the fuck happened. So look at this. 18 first downs to our 15. 6 passing to our 5. 6 rushing first downs to their 10. You know what I'm saying? 4 first downs from penalties. They only got 2. Third down efficiency. Both of us were through. We were 3 for 12. They were 3 for 13. You know what I'm saying? So what is that? This alone tells you right here, this is a defensive fucking battle. Because teams ain't giving shit up. We ran a total of 55 plays. They ran a total of 70. They had 334 yards in total. We had 215. That is pathetic. We both had 13 total drives. 107 passes to 174. That's almost 70 yards more on the passing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just look at the rushing. 108 to 160. You see what I'm saying? Penalties. 12 for 105 fucking yards. That is horrible. Now, that first drive, Cleveland was eating. They were getting penalty after penalty after penalty. They were eating themselves. They were killing themselves. You know what I'm saying? They had the ball for 33 minutes. We had the ball for 26. Obviously, what is going on and what's happening and what happened throughout the game? There were some dropped things, some dropped interceptions, man. We had opportunities. I think Oren Burks had one. He almost had in the end zone. So it is extremely frustrating. This loss was heartbreaking. It's hard to take an L like this. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you lose your faithfulness, but it shows you that people are human. I knew that Brock Purdy was eventually going to lose the game. I never thought he was just going to wind up going undefeated for the rest of his career. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much of an evangelist you are. God's not going to allow you to win every game. You don't believe me? Go see Tim Tebow's career. He lost a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it kills me that we wound up in this situation and our head coach did not make any adjustments. And we stopped using the weapons that we have. I know if Debo goes down, he is an extremely intricate part of this defense. He is. He is an engine that makes this car go. He is definitely a key cog. But at the end of the day, if one piston stops firing, it doesn't mean your engine automatically shuts off. It just means the other pistons are going to have to work harder to compensate for the lack of one not firing the way it should. Simple mechanics, people. So at that point, when you see Debo go down and you know he's not coming back into the game, you got to rally your troops. You got to bring them around and say, hey, look, Kittle, it's time. We're going to start. I'm going to draw up some, there's certain plays that are for you. We going to those. BA, hey, I need you to catch. I need you to be out there. I know, I get it. The ball is slippery. It's raining, whatever. Get your footing right. Make sure you're catching the ball. We're going to figure this shit out right the fuck now. At halftime, I'm in there making adjustments along with chewing out some fucking people that's not doing their motherfucking job too. Like it doesn't make sense to me. But I can tell you right now, man, the Cleveland Browns defense is for real. Respect that defense. Their offense, I'm sorry, their offense didn't do shit yesterday. Yes, Amari Cooper had, a bunch of catches, but he had chunk plays. They were all chunk plays. And I respect him for it. He did what he had to do. But they didn't score like that. Their offense did nothing that would put us into a frenzy. You know what I'm saying? So it's so frustrating. What's going on, Rocky Mountain Razorback? Yeah, we couldn't block shit yesterday. And that was the number one concern for me, is that the O-line just kept getting ate up. And it wasn't like they were blitzing like crazy. This was just with their front four. Their front four gave our front five a living hell. So, and what you can see is honestly, teams like to blitz Purdy. They do. And I think that's where they go. They say, okay, if we blitz him, this makes his life that much harder. So I don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, we took an L. There's lots of things to clean up. And it wasn't panning out. Rocky Mountain Razorback says Kyle calling play action with Brock's back to the rush, even though Cleveland didn't respect the runner at all. Kyle was asking for them to put Brock under pressure. That's what we were talking about. He didn't make any fucking adjustments. You sat there and just lived in your stagnant ways. And that's the stubbornness that I'm talking about with Kyle. So when I say shit about him, I'm only trying to give y'all facts that some people out there like to be blind to. You know, everybody the issue is everybody gets enamored with winning. And it didn't make sense to me when people like, because I'm a broad spectrum kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you this. In my first, I'll give you a little side story. One of my first jobs I ever had was working in a grocery store. People used to ask us for paper bags all the time. We never had any, or we always had a small amount. And what would I do? I went to my manager and said, "Hey man, we ain't never got no damn paper bags. It don't make no fucking sense." You know, and he said, "Do you want me to give you a business answer, or do you want me to tell you the real why behind it?" So we went in, sat down. He started to explain to me everything, understanding numbers, figures, why we don't have certain things, why we cut corners here, there, and why we do the things that we do, because it's just good business. Yes, people may be a little upset, but at the end of the day, people tell you all the time they ain't shopping at your motherfucking store, but you know what? They in that motherfucker the next day. Same shit. People do it all the time. I know. So I say that to say with Kyle, when it comes to making in-game adjustments, you know, or you know, certain things that he does and doesn't do, that's me looking at the broad spectrum. A lot of people are literally looking at the win and loss column. Hey, we're winning. We're competitive. We're doing this. We're doing that. I don't understand why you don't like it. Because of games like this. Because of the Super Bowl in 2019. You see what I'm saying? He's a huge part of the offense. He's the head coach and offensive coordinator. And if you're going to do both, you're going to make sure that you cover every piece of that job, head coach and OC. But don't half-ass it. Don't take your time and not do the things that you were supposed to do. You're supposed to be smarter about this. You're supposed to make better decisions. You're supposed to be able to rally your troops when you need to rally them. And I'm sorry, over the years that I've seen Kyle here, he just doesn't look like a true leader of men. He never has to me. Like the simplest thing you can do is always show faith in your quarterback, no matter who they are. And that's one thing that I do like that Jim Harbaugh did. Showed faith in his quarterbacks. And he always got the best out of them. He turned Alex Smith into an all-pro. He turned Colin Kaepernick into the guy he was. But you know what he did before his guys went on the field? Smallest thing. 2 pats, each shoulder pad, bump to the chest, go get him. People may look at that and go, that don't mean nothing. It's insignificant. No, it means a lot. What you don't understand is, from a human perspective, when you go out there and you're doing things and you know that someone has to believe in you enough to trust you, to give you the reins to an organization, to give you the reins to an offense that they feel is going to be great, then you must go out there and execute it. But when you know that they got faith in you, it makes you not want to let them down. And just that extra show of faith makes you want to work just that much harder. It's like going to a job and every day you go in there, you bust your ass, you do exactly what you're supposed to do, and your manager still talks shit. Hey, you know, you were like a minute late coming back from your break. I need you to clean that up. But other motherfuckers come from their break 5, 10, 20 minutes late. They come from their lunch 30, 40 minutes late. They're always late to work in general, but you're the hardest worker, and that person looks at you and says, you came back 1 minute late. I expect better of you, but you don't tell these other lazy motherfuckers shit. No, doesn't work like that. You've got to have faith in your guys. You got to be able to show these dudes, hey, man, I believe in you. I put y'all together for a reason. You got to go over to your O-line, give them a little quick pep talk, you know, rally your troops. That's what it is. And I don't think Kyle Shanahan is a great leader of men. I think he just expects people to go out there and do the job. And if you do the job, then that's it. Like Kyle Shanahan is one of those people who thinks that every single play that he runs, if it's run perfectly, then automatically he's going to score. The NFL don't work like that. I don't care who you are. You can be Patrick fucking Mahomes and Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid. Not every play is going to work, and not every play is going for a touchdown. I don't care if it may be designed for such, but it is not about to happen. Because if that's the case, we'd be scoring like they score in college. What the Dolphins did wouldn't have been a fucking anomaly of scoring 70 a couple weeks ago. Like, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't work like that. You have to be smarter, man. And I'm sorry, if CMC is down, honestly, Elijah Mitchell needs to be number 2. Jordan Mason needs to be number 1. If you go out there and you start Elijah Mitchell, you out your goddamn mind, Kyle. Because we're gonna have injuries. I know we are. And I do honestly, and I don't want this to happen, but I honestly believe, what's going on, Gammon? I honestly believe that CMC and Debo are going to be missing for a couple of weeks. Oblique injuries are nothing to fuck around with. You have to have the proper treatment on them, and you have to let them heal the way they're supposed to heal. And when you are running, your obliques mean a whole fucking lot. Because if your oblique is tight while you are running, your breathing is restricted. Those muscles are right around the lungs. I'm just saying. So it's exactly this. And I've been saying this, and a lot of people don't like it, but it's the truth. I'm sorry. Elijah Mitchell misses too much fucking time. Jordan Mason has come out here time and time again and shown us who the fuck he is. Let the guy play. Stop with this fucking favoritism, Kyle. Because you do it. And we all know Kyle has his favorites. Can't nobody tell me different. It's not bullshit. It's the truth. Look over the seasons. Look over the games. The motherfucker has his favorites. And he loves some CMC. And he loves him some Elijah Mitchell. Hell, we kept Jalen Hurd for season after season. And the motherfucker didn't do shit. We kept Jerick McKinnon's worthless ass season after season. And the motherfucker never did shit. The only time the man showed up was in the COVID year. And that was one of the worst years we had while Kyle Shanahan was the head coach. So good job for showing up when we didn't fucking need your ass. Like, that's what I'm saying. Stop playing favorites. Start understanding every now and then I got to make hard decisions. I got to put people on the field that are just going to get the motherfucking job done. And I got to stop relying on people who cannot stay healthy. And I got to stop having favoritism towards certain players because that's what I want. And I'm Kyle and I'm the man and I run this and you don't. Like, stop with the fucking shit, man. Start understanding things for what they are. Be a full-on head coach, bro. Don't just be an offensive coordinator. When your team is lacking, get in their ass. Pause. But you got to get after him. You got to talk to him. You got to scream every now and then. You got to yell. That's another thing that kills me, that whole mantra. Oh, we don't need people yelling at us, because we just know what we have to do. You don't? You yell before the game to get yourself hyped up. You yell and scream when you make a good play. So what's the difference if somebody yells at you when you fucking up? What's the difference if somebody yells at you when you miss a fucking interception? Or you missed a tackle? Or when you come to the sideline, hey man, what the fuck was that? Oren Burks, how you overrunning people? You're in the rain. Never go full speed in the rain. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it works. You understand in the rain, you give yourself probably about 80% speed. Only unless you are on the straightaway and you have the ball and you are going towards the end zone, then go ahead and give yourself 100%. You know why? Because you're gonna need it. You want to get away from people. But at the end of the day, man, this hurts. It was an L. You know what I'm saying? We had to do what we had to do. Hey, Lynch to get 2.0 to get 20 to 25 carried. I would love it. You know what I'm saying? Mason does have that physicality, and that is very true. You know what I'm saying? And CMC is great, and I love him. I love everything that he does. But at the end of the day, man, we got to get out there and we got to do it. And Kyle, like I said, he gets so busy and he gets so enamored with players. That's why I said there was a head coach that coached with, not a head coach, but there was a coach that coached with Kyle, and he said exactly what I've been saying for years. Kyle is an in-the-moment kind of guy. So Kyle will take that dude that he loves and use the shit out of him and not give anyone else an opportunity. Kyle is that coach, honestly, that Pop Warner coach that you don't want your kids to play for because he already has his favorites and he's never going to get any, and your child may have immense talent. Never going to get no burn because Kyle don't care. He's got his favorite. You know what I'm saying? I have a cousin right now who is out there balling, Leighton Scott. I forgot what high school he's going to right now, but he's in California and he's balling. He used to play for St. John Bosco. Coaches had their favorites, wouldn't give him no burn. The minute he go to another team, this motherfucker out there shitting on everything, moving. And that's what happens when you go somewhere and there are good players everywhere. That a lot of people sit on the bench. You don't believe me? Ask Frank Gore. Frank Gore literally was behind, I believe, Clinton Portis and Willis McGahee. And both of those two dudes, because of realizing how great Frank Gore was, with fake injuries just to allow Gore to get on the field because they knew how great he was. Frank Gore looked into the camera and told us, I'm going to show y'all why y'all traded Kevin Barlow. And he did. And he did it for a very long time. And he's here. He's here with us now. He be on the field and everything, man. And if you have not seen Frank Gore Jr., you are missing some good football. That young man is an amazing running back. But end of the day, man, we took our L. Brock Purdy has his first loss. I'm pretty sure he's going to go back, look at the tape, try to figure out what he can do better. You know what I'm saying? Kyle will look at the tape and hopefully this lights a fire under Kyle's ass and says, hey, man, look, we can't go out here and take no more L's, especially not to a team that had no offensive output. You know, if I'm Kyle, I'm ripping Moody, a brand new asshole. Hey, man, you've been money all year. What the fuck was going on yesterday? I need you to get it together, sir. If I got rid of Robbie and I brought you in to do your thing, you was doing your thing all season long, baby. I need you to be better than that. Because those 2 missed field goals cost us this game. Yeah, I'm going to put it on you. I'm going to put that square on your shoulders. Take that. Use it as fuel for the fire. Don't fold for me. Don't fold because I got on you. Don't be a chump. Understand constructive criticism. Live it, learn it, love it. And use it and apply it. And you'll be straight. That's how it works. You know, so sometimes every now and then, you got to get in the player's ass. You have to pause. You got to be smart about it. You got to come at them the right way, you know. And all this whole, oh, we don't yell at each other and all that stuff. Fuck that shit, man. That shit need to go out the window. Because I can tell you right now, they showed Steve Wilkes on several occasions up in that booth, and that motherfucker was yelling. So I'm telling you, the number one thing about it is constructive criticism can be brought through aggressively in the right way, especially in the right setting. If you're playing football, I have to be a little aggressive with the players. You know, whenever I used to help here and there on the side with a few small little Pop Warner teams, and I would help them with their DBs. I would help them with their backpedal, show them what they need to do. I even would show them actual NFL combine footage, showing these little dudes, this is what you're going to need to do when you get older. So you might as well start trying to master that shit now. And I kid you not, when I used to help with those little small teams, people used to hate me because I would always teach these little dudes how to tackle properly. Because you got to wrap up. You can't be that bitch ass DB that only gets fucking interceptions. You got to be that dude that can do both because you want them to fear you. But at the same time, you still got to be able to wrap up. You got to be able to tackle. You got to be able to read the quarterback's eyes. You got to be able to know run versus pass. Teach them all these little things. And at the same time, I would show them, hey, man, you can be a ball hawk. Our safety, any safeties that I was oh, man, these little dudes was ready. I would tell them, read the quarterback's eyes. When you see their head go a certain way, when you see their eyes go a certain way, pay attention because that's where the ball is going. You know what I'm saying? When you see that quarterback actually plant that foot, if you know that he likes to go to this specific person, drive on that ball. You know why? You know where it's going. Just take it. And like those are small things that you teach, you know, your players. And this is a simple situation of Kyle. You've got to get it better, and you've got to be able to make in-game adjustments. Stop acting like you can't. Don't get one-dimensional. Don't let them make you one-dimensional. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, Mason is faster than CMC. He's our fastest back. If you check the times, he's a lot faster than that. And exactly, he will get emotional. He will lose perspective. You know, the issue with play calling head coaches, if they're emotional, they're not only negative, they affect the whole game, not just the offense. It's true. McDaniel in Miami is way more emotionally mature. Yep. You know, Shanahan should use Jordan. Thank you. We've been saying, everybody has been saying that. The strategy would ensure. Oh my God, Gammon. Thank you, sir. Thank you. If I had a little soundboard, I'd give you claps. Thank you. This is just exactly what it is. That's the whole point of it, man. You know, and that's what it is. So what I will tell you is there were 2 calls that were bullshit. Okay, Gibson did that was not no hit on the defensive receiver. That was a crock of full on shit. And I forget the other call, but there was another call that was flat out bullshit too. And these refs know that it was bullshit. That's what pissed me off. And those two calls late in the game pretty much screwed us over. They did. But at the end of the day, man, we took this hardcore L. We got to learn from it. We got to get up. We got to get back and, get shit rolling. I believe this next week, I got to figure out who the fuck we're playing when it comes down to it, because that's who we got to figure that out. I'm going to take a look right now. I forgot who the hell we're playing next. Give me just a second. I don't have the damn schedule up right now. And I know I think we got a bye coming fairly soon. Let's see here. Nope, we got to keep playing. We got the Vikings. So we took this. Yeah, we got the Vikings. Shit, what the fuck is our bye? I know we got a bye, but when the fuck is it? I don't know why. Okay, I got to look at the actual 49er schedule. It's kicking my ass. Vikings is our next game, and we're in Minnesota. Hopefully there is no Justin Jefferson. Let's see here. Fuck is my 49ers app? There we go. Because the 49ers app usually has the schedule perfectly right, and it'll tell us when the fuck the bye is, because ESPN, for some reason, ain't showing the bye. Doesn't make any sense. So let's see here. Yeah, our bye is in week 9. That's what it is. So our bye is in week 9. So we got a couple more weeks where we got to play. But, honestly, so we got next up, we got Minnesota. I do believe we can beat Minnesota because Kyle knows Kirk Cousins well enough to make sure his defense does their job and gets it right, even though the defense did their job. You know what I'm saying? We had several penalties, but, we got to be smarter about that. Then we got the Bengals right after that. And then after that, we have we got a bye. So honestly, I think that right after we play the Bengals, we'll probably, because we're playing right after we play the Vikings, should I say, because we're playing the Bengals, I'm pretty sure what we're going to do is we'll go to Minnesota, play the Bengals. After that game is over, we'll probably head out to Ohio, go to the Greenbrier, stay there, and then get ready for the Bengals, play them. And then after we play the Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, oh no, we're home for the Bengals. So no, we'll head home, go to Minnesota, come back home, play the Bengals, have our bye, and then we got to shoot over to the East Coast and play the Jags after the bye. So, it's definitely a rough go. You come in here and laugh all you want, Jim Everett. Your ass ain't do shit. You motherfuckers ain't great. I don't care if you could come here and laugh. Please don't get me started on the Rams. Y'all niggas ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all beat the Cardinals. Fuck out of here, bro. The Cardinals are trash. Josh Jobs looked like shit. Congratulations. You beat a weak-ass team. Good job. Coming here laughing for what? You're like, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure you wanted to come in here and just to laugh just because we lost and you won. Here's a news flash for you. We're still top of the NFC West. We're still top of the league. And yeah, he is a 49er fan. He is. I think Jim Everett he's got a lot of love for the team. He comes in here and hangs out, but it's all good. It's all love. But anyway, man, I got to get out of here. I'm going to get to work. I just wanted to come in and talk to y'all for a minute, let y'all know, what I'm saying? It was very disappointing to watch certain things happen yesterday, but hey, we got to make these adjustments. We got to get better. I don't feel like there's a ton of things the defense needs to do. We just got to work on the penalties, because 12 penalties for over 100 yards is sad. That's not great. We got to be smarter about that. And then on top of that, Kyle has learned to make in-game adjustments. And he has to learn that he has other weapons outside of fucking Brandon Ayuk and outside of CMC. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, P.J. Walker didn't do much of shit, Jim Everett. Go look at the numbers. So don't sit up there and try to tell me y'all lost to who. Okay? Y'all lost to a lot of people. Y'all last season was fucking hot garbage right after the Super Bowl. Worst season for a Super Bowl winning team ever. Fuck out of here, bro. Don't come in here trying to talk that shit right now. I'm still not in the mood. So don't come in here trying to run your mouth about nothing that you fucking did, because you niggas are just losers. Sorry. If you're that fucking great, then you would have won another Super Bowl back to back, like the Patriots did. But you didn't. You failed. You failed horribly. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Debo got injured. It's a fact. Anything else you want to state that was obvious? Come on, man. Get it together. Don't come in here with the bullshit. Hey, everybody, stay up, stay faithful. You know what I'm saying? We are out this bitch. And yeah, y'all won one Super Bowl and you won't win one for another 45 years. Everybody stay blessed. Have a wonderful day. Jim Everett the Great. You can fuck off, sir. Have a nice day.